you guys, welcome to the channel, or welcome back. I'm going to combine two videos that I was originally going to do separately together, just to make this easier since I went MIA again, just while I was
0 people
figuring
24 seconds
some things out. But I will make that announcement video here soon. But in this video, we will be talking about the symptomology and some of the things I went through getting my dose upped from 50 milligrams to 100 milligrams of Zoloft. And for those of you who don't know,
Stop recording video button. 58 seconds. Speech off.
I am diagnosed with anxiety and premenstrual dysphoric disorder, which I have done some videos on the channel, but I want to do a more in-depth video on premenstrual dysphoric disorder and why it's so misunderstood and different things of that nature. So stay tuned for that. But I am also on Wellbutrin at around 300 milligrams, and I take 100 milligrams of Zoloft, which might seem like a lot to a lot of people, but it has really been a lifesaver. So whenever I first started the Zoloft at 50, for the first week, I had some pretty bad nausea, but it faded fairly quickly. But when we went from 50 to 100, like, it was for a few days. Like, I didn't expect that wave of nausea to be that intense for the first 3 or 4 days, while my body adjusted to the level of serotonin in my body. For those of you who don't know, Zoloft is a selective serotonin reuptake inhibitor, which is basically fancy wording for it helps your brain not absorb as much serotonin and having more available in your brain to help normalize levels for those of us who struggle with hormonal imbalances and different things like that, which premenstrual dysphoric disorder is considered a hormonal balance or imbalance or struggling with your body's reaction to a drop in hormones around your cycle. And so I forgot how just intense the nausea can be, because there's also serotonin receptors in your stomach. So that's why sometimes when you up your dose or start a new dose or start a new medication that affects your levels of serotonin, it's just like you feel sick. But luckily I never threw up. I just felt like I could, which was not fun. And then that lasted for about a week, maybe 7 to 10 days, and then it finally went away. And then I had some pretty bad headaches for about 2 to 3 days, which for me was like not weird, because I've had migraines my whole life, but it was just out of the blue. I assumed it was because my body was adjusting, but that is a thing. Like, for me, it was nowhere near the worst that I've had. But for maybe someone who hasn't suffered with migraines, it would be considered pretty intense. And those first 10 days were kind of just not fun. But after that, once I got past those first 10 days, I really started to see the overall improvement of my anxiety and my PMDD. Or I'm in the middle of my second PMDD episode since upping my dose. In this round, this episode hasn't been as intense as some other ones, but I've definitely learned, do not change your dose right before you're due, right before the 7 to 10 days of your cycle, which is when PMDD flares, because it'll be rough. But now that I'm stable and there's a stable amount of meds in my system, I've definitely noticed an improvement this cycle as far as the irritation and things like that. I'm still not at baseline. I don't think I'll ever be at baseline, but I'm definitely what I would consider functional. But so that's what led me, so I've decided to stay on this dose because it's helped me greatly with my function, with irritability and reactivity and things of that nature. And I am also excited because I'm finally getting back into therapy. There was a lapse in my therapy because my last therapist decided to go back to school, which I'm super proud of her for that. And I finally found a therapist that I connect with, and things like that, and who does telemedicine and doesn't charge a stupid price. So I will have a group session. I will have a combination of a group session with other adults who are blind and visually impaired, and then a one-on-one session with my therapist, and they will alternate weeks. So I will be having one session a week, either that be group or therapy, a group or individual therapy. So that's kind of a mental health update. And soon, or probably like Wednesday or something, I don't know. I need to stop promising when I'm going to post videos, because when I do, things happen and I don't get around to it. But the next videos you can expect from me are just a big update on my job search. I don't want to give anything away here, but there's a big update on that front. And I'm possibly getting a new phone. That's another reason why there hasn't been a lot of videos, because sitting down to record on the iPad isn't as easy as just sitting down wherever with my phone to record and talk to you guys. So see y'all in the next one. Bye.
Speech on. 9 minutes, 9 seconds, 9 minutes. Stop recording video.